Really, Alt F4 looked really strong with that build he was doing in that game versus Patka, right? It looked like a very, very powerful build. But Contra's also very good, so I'm curious how Contra will handle it. And if he's going to 1-mex, he's going to 1-mex tick build, and you know what? Alt F4's changing it up. He's actually, looks like he's also going a 1-mex tick build. Unless he changes his lab choice again, which he might do. No? Okay, we got ticks. Alright, alright. We're gonna have tick-on-tick violence. Wait, is Contra way faster with the lab? What? I guess not way faster, just a little bit. All right, normal. We're gonna see some tick wars. I don't. You know what? It's kind of funny how pawns changed and grunts changed, and yet now all of a sudden, it's we're seeing more arm builds, but not for pawns really, but mainly for ticks. And like, I've seen a lot of arm bots played in 1v1 all of a sudden, and it's really like not because of the pawn change. I don't think. I think it's maybe more because the grunt nerf, like the speed nerf, like maybe ticks trade better into it, or maybe they just discovered that the like greedy expansion behind a contain is really strong. They just passed each other. That's so awkward. I mean, that being said, like how are you gonna pressure the 1-mex here? I mean, I guess you could do this. Like denying the expanding con is pretty good. I'm looking at the map. It doesn't look like he's getting any return damage. Losing the con is huge. That is so bad. Oh my god, Contra's doing actually serious damage here. 2 windmills and the expanding con, and he has not killed it. He has not killed it anything in return. Not yet. He could though. Very easily he could. Especially with this being completely undefended now. Yeah, he's gonna do some damage here. 1 windmill? That's not enough. Compared to the damage he just took, that's not enough. I mean, the game's not like that was still very in the grand scheme of things, pretty minor. That was a pretty minor snipe. It hurts early though. Especially Contra's swapped to pawns now. And like ticks just straight up can kind of fight grunts. They cannot fight pawns. Like you need so many ticks to fight into pawns. Like, their DPS is so high. You know what? That is a good point. Contra has not made a radar. Wait, has Alta 4 made a radar? Alta 4 is also not made a radar? Apparently these dudes are allergic to radar? I don't know. Maybe they know better. This is a fantastic radar spot, but I mean also I feel like you could just put one right here, or like right here. I don't know, am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. You know, Contra's not really... Like, he's expanding with his commander, I guess, actually. I was gonna say he's not really expanding compared to Alta 4, but Alta 4 is keeping his commander in base and expanding with the con. He's securing mid. And this is kind of a scary amount of pawns for these ticks to deal with. He's spotting the mexes and that the LLT isn't up yet. Like, this is dangerous territory for Alta 4. He definitely needs to make sure that he gets value here and does not lose all these. Oh, he's gonna get the con. Both mexes? Both mexes. Wow, yeah. Oh my god, and this too, if he's paying attention. Damn, Contra's cleaning house. This is not a close game. Contra is absolutely cleaning Alta 4. This is not going well for him at all. He's gonna start sniping wins. Oh man, this is very quickly snowballing out of control. He has no expansions whatsoever. He has no expansions. He's barely any units. He has 9 metal income. He has 7 metal income right now. And Contra is about to start expanding to his side of the map. I mean, the wind stall is kind of, you know, punishing them both right now. Oh, I guess say punishing them both, but it's not really punishing Alt F4 because he doesn't really have the metal to spend anyway. Whereas Contra's actually he's got a lot of metal and kind of can't spend it. Contra, you definitely see Alt F4 there. Oh my God, he's going for the. Okay, he's going for the coin flip. This seems a little risky. Maybe it's not so risky. I mean, Alt F4, like, he needs to dive on him. He needs to dive on him with his units. Dive on Contra. You need to dive on him right now. You have no E! Contra, no! What are these Fiesta games? What are these absolutely clown Fiesta games? He had like 100 HP. I've seen like a few people do that hill spawn. I think what was Slow was saying it's just not worth it because you're just down a mechs, but like you can just expand there and build your wins there anyways. And I mean that makes sense, right? You can just make the safer economy up there. Versus vehicle anyway, not versus bots. Same? What? Oh, good. He's saying same to the good luck. So he's spawning up there. Which, you know, I can kind of understand what Zlo is saying, where you know, you can kind of just build up there anyway and just keep your lab on the 3-mech spot, so you're not really gonna be, you know, as down in metal as you would be. Oh, 3-mechs? Okay, so he's going to 3-mech spot lab. So he's gonna be a little later than Alt F4's spot lab with the 2-mech start. Oh, the wind is very good. It's very high right now. This is kind of a weird situation where, because for the longest time Arm Bot Lab was so like not favored in any matchup and nobody was going it. It's kind of interesting to see how they trade into each other. It's not something I've seen particularly often, and like, you know, there's some interesting little fights where you both have ticks and then you both have pawns, and like whoever goes pawns first, all of a sudden the ticks can get no value actually fighting that, so you need to go pawns. It's interesting. It's a little different than me make grunt, you know, me send grunt, me trade better with grunt, you know, like there's a little more, maybe there's a little more thought into it than in the early game anyway. Well, he's going in every single direction, which he will spot Contra's ticks. Oh, he's not reacting. There he goes. Neither one of them reacted in time. He's gonna, it doesn't look like he's gonna catch it. Oh, he's catching this one. It's gonna be, he's not catching that one. He lost the coin flip tick trade. Yeah, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get the expanding con this time either. Oof. This is kind of rough. He's actually losing these tick wars kind of hard. This is kind of good, denying the mechs expansion. Wait, is he gonna get that? I said he wasn't gonna get that con, and then he did get the con, and now I feel. Oh man, he's struggling a bit. You know what? There's a lot going on. He's struggling a bit. He's sniping that constructor is powerful. Like that is not small. That is a very big lead. You know, we just that is the lead. No way, bro. Does he get another one? Oh my god. Wait, he could. There's 3 ticks here. He has 4. More ticks beats less ticks? This is actually kind of huge. Oh my god. Okay, this is reaching the levels of last game that, like, this is really dangerous for Alt F4. He's losing all of his expanding cons and not managing to get his own in return, and like this is actually getting very dangerous. Like, losing 1 con is like, okay, it sucks. Losing 2 is pretty big. And I mean, now, you know, he's got a situation. There's a pawn here, and all of a sudden, ticks can't fight pawns, really? Like, if they get fantastic flanking, they kind of can, but my god, pawns' DPS is so much higher than grunts. I mean, metal income Contra's ahead, you know? He's got more E, he's got more metal, he's got a safer expand. He's now starting up a second con for expanding. God, this pawn is having the time of its life just guiding these ticks. Ooh. Oh, that's painful. Oh my god. Okay. This is the game losing damage that he's taking now. This is no longer like this is bad. This is actually game losing damage. He's lost 4 constructors to ticks. Now he's gonna get some X's in return, it looks like. Like this, he's not gonna get anything here. These cons are totally safe. The tick swarm is still chilling back here. I mean, if Contra plays this normally and safely, he is massively ahead. Absolutely massively ahead. If he snipes a 5th con, I don't know. Like, what do you do at that point? Like, the game feels like it's over if he snipes fucking another con. Alt F4 for all the games I've seen, Alt F4, he's been the guy containing other people so he can greedy expand behind this. But Contra is really effectively containing him in return. And he's not even greedy expanding. Like, he's dropping LLTs. These are pretty safe. Like, yeah, he's got 2 different expansion paths going, so he kind of needs to get his E-scaling going. But like, they're pretty safe expansions. Is he gonna spot the con? I think he just spotted the con. He smells blood in the water. Oh my god, he's turning off the solars. Like, no, bro, does he get away with? Oh. This is some very effective harassment from Contra. Contra is currently sitting at 20 metal income. Alt F4 was at 5 a second ago. He's now at 7. This is pretty bad. This is pretty. As we've discussed most of the games today, having more metal means more units, and more units is good. And this is disastrous damage. Like, this is horrible damage. Oh, he's getting some X's in return, you know. He's getting some things. I mean, as long as, once again, Contra he just keeps his commander in base, he's totally fine. He's chilling. Just keep his commander in base, use him as a con turret. You're fine. You're so far ahead. He's almost double metal produced, which is frankly absurd at 7 minutes. That is absurd metal difference. He's gonna snipe all these 6. He got every single tick. Almost got every single tick. And Alt F4 just has, you know what? This is kind of, it just hit me that this is kind of a big deal of these being tick run-bys instead of grunts. Is ticks don't really leave Rex. Like, very, very rarely do they leave Rex. So all this harassment he's done to snipe cons, the only thing that's really resable is the cons. Like, he can't remake an army with resbots like he did, for example, in my game. This is where, I would kill some expansions, he would just re-res it all, and I'm dealing with grunts. Like, he can't do that versus ticks. This is kind of, now that the pawn wars are out, if he takes a bad pawn trade, all of a sudden he could see these pawns sent back at him, and, well, that would not be fun for Contra, but I mean, he's greedy expanding behind this, which I think, if you're in this situation, Alt F4, you probably need to greedy expand behind this. But he's not really dropping LTs like everywhere like Contra is, where he's dropping them here because obviously, he needs to cover his sides, but That accidental double max never feels good. Yeah, he's gonna be really... Contra here has to be very careful with how he trades this. Like, he needs to give value without feeding. And that's pretty big. You know what? That's like the 7th constructor he's killed this game. Again, you know, we'll reach the point where Alta 4 can probably res that pretty easily. Oh, he stopped this one. Oh, man. Yeah, this is where the macro difference is really starting to hit. I mean, admittedly, Contra's kind of floating a lot of metal. Like, he can't really spend his metal. But this is where the macro... He made a converter because he was E floating so much because he had no metal. Which, I mean, at that point, you don't want to be accessing. So, like, it makes sense to do that. Oh, dude, these pawns getting on economy. Oh, get the converter. Oh, that's pretty painful. Yeah, at this stage of the game, losing any energy income is just terrible. Yeah, Contra really needs to get more BP going and keep his E scaling up. I will say, you know what? Like, he is leaving some like good res targets for Alta 4 on Alta 4 side of the map, but like at a certain point, it is just, you can just make enough units where it does not matter, and I don't. It's gonna be hard for Contra to throw this lead that he has right now. And I do say that, but last game we did see him throw that lead, so maybe I should not say that. Maybe I should not tempt fate. This is like the 8th constructor he's killed this game. Like, that is terrible damage. There's no LT. Oh my god, it's still continuing. Contra is very strong against like with this like hard, like just constant pressure. Like, he's very good at this. Oh my, no. Oh my god, for a second I saw it. Another con dying that way would have been so sad. Oh. The gun shits are beginning. Yeah, I mean, he's rezzing pawns. Like, he's able to make a bit of an army for that, like to deal with this, but like, if Contra could spend his metal, he would be in such a good spot right now, but like the wind hard sitting at 2 is very painful for him. Like, the moment he air swaps. I mean, Alta 4 is he's gonna try and go get some like return damage, but I mean, like there's a great wall of LLTs on this side of the map. There's pawns menacingly staring at him, literally outside the front door of his base. Pretty soon, Contra's gonna have expansions on Alta 4's side of the map, like. Yeah, here we go. You know, he's made enough basic solars that like he can actually afford to start spending his metal. Maybe like his energy's going up. Metal produced tells a very, very bad story for Alta 4. It is double the metal produced at 12 minutes. 17,000 metal produced to 8.5 is very bad. How many gunshits is he going to make? You're 15, Contra. Are we going like a 30 gunshit swarm? Like, how many do you need? You know what I mean? Like, he's stopped all pawn production for this. He's actually in like kind of a weird spot where Alta 4's been making units and rezzing units, and I mean, never mind. Here we go. He's fine. 18 gunshits and a commander at Ram Ranch, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing, he's fine. And once again, Alta 4 has 0 energy to cloak. And he's just gonna immediately die. Wow. That was dominating. That was a dominating performance. That was good. There was no game for Alta 4 there. Like, look at that graph. Holy fuck. Oh my god.